Tonight's match is brought to you by Texas Tech Physicians of El Paso, the region's largest multi-specialty medical group practice providing world-class patient care right here in our city. Welcome to the pre-match show presented by Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Visit brianbirds.com or call 915-751-1500.
Matt Boehner, the hero last Saturday night, and El Paso Locomotive FC returning home after a wild finish against New Mexico. Tonight, they play host to Copa Tejas rivals RGV Toros FC. As always, this behind-the-scenes look brought to you by GECU. Welcome to an electric Southwest University Park as we get you set for another Copa Tejas matchup. Thank you for joining us tonight. I am Duke Keith alongside Heidi Mocha, our analyst. This is the Brian Bird's Home Selling Team pregame show, and we've got a big one on cue, on tap for you this evening. But we've got to start with that amazing, incredible finish in Albuquerque last Saturday, Heidi.
Absolutely, Duke. It is safe to say that the Locomotive may be the new kings of chaos.
I knew that was coming. Yeah, I would agree.
There is no quit in this group, and that is what separates the good teams from the great teams. The Locomotive did not have quite the performance that they wanted the other night, but to steal a point on the road at a rival on their biggest night of the season will take that point.
Absolutely. And we go to Albuquerque for the highlights last Saturday evening as Locomotive FC Meow Wolf Night, Isotopes Park, 10,000 plus in attendance. The first half, Amanda Moreno gets loose, putting it past Logan Ketterer. Locomotive attack, though, much better in the second half. Always a chippy affair versus United, though. You know that was coming. And Diego Luna, straight red. Playing a man down for about 20 minutes, El Paso hits the post a couple of times. And finally, on presumably the last kicks of the game, Richie Ryan from the corner, the service in. Goalkeeper Logan Ketterer frees it up. Matt Boehner at the death. 1-1, your final score.
And Matt Boehner with the home run swing on the celebration. You love to see it. And he did say he had been planning that one for a while. So what was really impressive was how El Paso was able to continue creating chances even with a man down and not giving United anything. If you're New Mexico, that result has got to feel worse than losing. Even on a bad day, El Paso is hard to beat.
Indeed, Locomotive only one loss this season, and that was on the road versus tonight's opponent, Rio Grande Valley FC, Toros FC. But since that matchup June 30th, those two teams on very different tracks. RGV has played 8 matches, El Paso has played 9. Locomotive hasn't lost in that stretch. The 2 draws on the road versus New Mexico. For the Toros, a very different story. 2 wins, 3 losses, and 3 draws. A bit more up and down for RGV compared to El Paso.
And when you look at that record, 7-0-2, there's quality wins in there for El Paso. They defeated San Antonio twice and beat Austin as well. Except for the draws, they've been utterly dominant in each outing. RGV comes in giving up 13 goals during that stretch, and 5 of those were against Colorado Springs this past Saturday. Yes, the Toros are currently on the back end of 3 matches in a week, but hey, El Paso went through that already and picked up all 9 points.
No excuses. As head coach Mark Lowry would say, you play the matches on the schedule. And tonight on the schedule, El Paso Locomotive FC versus Rio Grande Valley FC next.
Thank you for watching the pre-match show presented by Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Visit brianbirds.com or call 915-751-1500.
Southwest Chiropractic, serving El Paso area and relieving pain for more than 20 years. Not only do we treat auto, sports, and work-related injuries, but we also treat scoliosis, sciatica, back pain, disc injuries, chronic pain treatment, and we even manage stress. At Southwest Chiropractic, our patients are seen the same day. We provide gentle and effective care, and we accept most insurances. Schedule your appointment today and let us relieve your pain. With 3 convenient locations in El Paso, Southwest Chiropractic. Your health is our well-being. Call us today, 915-581-9619.
Locomotive FC has gone Adidas. Brand new official Locomotive gear in the 3 stripes is available, including the 2021 jerseys and new styles from men, women, and children. With unique colors and styles, there's something for everyone. Shop online at locomotiveteamshop.com or visit our team shop located at the stadium. Nitro Circus is back for 2021 with the action-packed You Got This tour coming to El Paso Saturday, October 23rd. Top athletes in FMX, skate, BMX, scooter, and more. Are you ready to get this party started? Throwing down huge world's firsts off the biggest ramps in action sports with more crazy contraptions, more insane stunts, more high adrenaline fun than ever before. El Paso, get ready to put your hands in the air. We're coming to Southwest University Park this October 23rd. Get your tickets now at nitrocircus.com. Locomotive FC offers a wide variety of exclusive experiences, including private party spaces, individual suites, and hospitality areas. Give us a call at 915-235-GOAL for more information and to book your next event. Our apologies. We had some audio difficulties to start this evening. Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha with you here at Southwest University Park, but hopefully all of that resolved, and hope you are enjoying the match so far.
Now I don't know if you're going to be glad that we're back on air or if you're like, it was kind of nice having them not.
Right. Oh, how peaceful. Sebastian Velasquez. Nice challenge. Good pressure by Josue Aron Gomez. Aron. Richie Ryan an opportunity. Here's Maka King. Locomotive first real foray into that attacking third, but will always be patient. Mishak. Back to Yuma. And around to Andrew Fox.
Andrew Fox with the start tonight with Eder Borelli, who will have to probably make an appearance later on, but with the size and the aggressiveness of RGV, I think they'll look to use Fox's size on the defensive end and on the offensive, hopefully for restarts.
Aaron Gomez takes the foul from Dispay, and that awards Locomotive FC a free kick in a dangerous spot. And it's going to be Richie Ryan on the restart here. That usually doesn't take these, but why not?
Well, the last restart, that corner kick in the last game, it was spot on.
So the Irishman ready to go. He's going to go for goal, and an easy grab for Colin Miller. Again, Tyler Derrick went down with an injury just a couple of weeks ago, kind of involved in some action, but went down of his own accord, and he has not been back since. And so Colin Miller gets the start, although we should point out, Yuma whistled for the foul. Actually, no, it's not Yuma. Rodrigo Lopez. And the foul. Still trying to work out the kinks down there is Yuma. And oh my, I think they missed a little something on that replay, but either way, the initial foul was whistled on Lopez.
He tried to go through Yuma and not around him.
And I think the referee, Matt Thompson, tonight with words as well for Yuma, saying there will be no retaliation here. And I think just because it's in the opening, say, 5 to 6 minutes of this match, no cards issued.
Not yet, not yet.
But that might be the last warning, I would imagine.
But that's what we had said. There's going to be the last, every time that the Locomotive meets our RGV is aggressive and physical. I mean, that is the game that they play, and the Locomotive is going to have to match that and expect that for the entire game, and that just kind of set the tone. That's exactly what the game is gonna entail. So hopefully the ref will keep it under control, and it'll just be a fair, physical, aggressive match.
Well, Locomotive wanting to be in the front foot. Mark Lowry talked about being a little more physical and ready to deal with it. Thus, as you pointed out, Andrew Fox starting instead of Eder Borelli. Brian Rebellon issued a caution in the 7th minute. So Rebellon giving a little back. And down on the field, or on the pitch, is James Murphy. Murphy is still in a bit of pain. So that caution issued in pretty rapid fashion here for El Paso. And the return leg whip, that's the second one of those, and right in front of our referee, Matt Thompson, tonight, as Murphy.
Yeah, but Rebellon was fouled. That guy fouled Rebellon, very similar to how Yuma was fouled down here, getting pushed from the backside, trying to go through him. So
but you can see what looks like a dog bite on the side of James Murphy's torso, and that is not a pleasant feeling.
No, not at all.
It is. He is being tended to.
But yes, he had a little exaggerated, leg whip when but he was fouled initially, and
that wasn't whistled.
No,
but it was the retaliation on Brian Rebellon.
And that's what happens a lot. The person who retaliates gets caught retaliating.
Well,
and then the first foul goes not.
Our referee tonight is Matt Thompson. The assistant ref, Art Aristamian, Stephen McGonigal, and our fourth official is Marco Vega, as we see Wilmer Cabrera talking things over with our referee, Matt Thompson. So the first caution issued in just the 7th minute tonight. So you see members of 8th Notch doing their thing. Wilmer Cabrera has made his point known, former MLS. So we take a look at this RGV lineup. A couple of the guys to keep an eye on. Certainly Juan Carlos Azocar.
Yeah, he scored the goal at Colorado Springs on Saturday, playing 77 minutes. And at Austin, he played 89 minutes. So, you know, they've had a stretch of games. So that's a lot of minutes for guys to be playing.
Azocar, leading scorer with 6 goals so far. At 89 minutes at Austin. Certainly one of the guys that they will look to target, especially on the counter, but how long will he be able to go tonight versus Locomotive FC as Andrew Fox does some work out of the left wing. So we take a look at your Team Casa or Casa Auto Group keys to the game tonight. What are you looking for, Heidi?
Well, to start out, be the most aggressive team, and we've already seen that factor in tonight.
Here's a crack. Logan Kenner has to spill it over. It'll be a Chick-fil-A corner kick. Good effort there by Christian Sorto. And Logan Kenner, I think possibly because of the breeze, had to sort that out.
Let's see. And that ball is bending in, and it was on frame, so Ketterer did a good job to parry that wide. That was a tough ball.
So Chick-fil-A corner. And now it looks like Lopez sending this one in high to the box. The volley, boy, getting underneath that one, sending it over the bar. Juan Carlos Azocar.
Yeah, that play, that corner is a tough ball to finish. Spectacular if they do. It would be a great individual effort, but that's pretty hopeful.
Carter Manley.
Yeah, so let's go back to the keys of the game. We've talked about being the most aggressive team. Next is also limit the counterattack. They like to get into open space, RGV, and they're already getting chances on goal, so the Locomotive is going to have to sort that out. 11 of their goals have come from open play crosses, and they really also do like to have Carter Manley and their defenders get up, putting, you know, the Locomotive back line on notice.
Mishak. I was hopeful, looking for Aaron Gomez.
And that is the next part of the key to the game, is to score first. So the Locomotive there is sending the ball forward on the attack. RGV has only won one match this season where they don't score first. So if El Paso gets the early lead, the numbers show that RGV has trouble playing from behind, and Locomotive is aware of that. So even the Locomotive goalkeeper, Ketterer, pointed out in the previous 2 meetings this year, the team that scores first has ended up winning the match. So who can get that first goal in the game?
Well, interesting. Brian Rebellon already on a yellow card on the caution issued in the 7th minute, as we see Chap Herrera talking things over with Matt Thompson. So we do the Texas Tech health report. Fortunately for El Paso, nobody's on it.
Yeah.
And that is an absolute credit to the Locomotive staff.
Absolutely. The athletic trainer, Ricardo Ruiz, and player operations and strength coach, Saul Soto, and the entire technical staff for managing the players' health and wellness. There he is there.
Ricardo Ruiz, hopefully not active tonight. We like it when there's no Texas Tech nods to the dock. RGV, and meanwhile, has won another corner. Rodrigo Lopez on your Chick-fil-A corner kick. Beautiful sunset setting in here in the desert Southwest. Certainly set pieces, something to beware of with that tall lineup, but headed over the bar. Eric Pimentel. Richie Ryan is all over our referee, Matt Thompson. I think Matt Thompson's ear will be bent a number of times this evening.
I'm sure. But yeah, Locomotive are going to have to really work to win the ball in the air. And I think Elvis almost scored in the air in the last matchup. So that's something that I'm sure one of the reasons that Andrew Fox is going to be out there trying to match up with that.
Well, so far so good for Andrew Fox, who scored on his starting debut. for Locomotive a couple of weeks ago.
He did. He sure did.
Authoritative header for the Englishman. Rebellon taken down, draws the foul. Lucho Solignac, our Southwest University player profile tonight. As you see, big number 16, scored in each match versus RGV, including 18 seconds in to the match against the Toros here on May the 22nd. Impressive work, and he beats Tyler Derrick for that goal. Basically, Derrick had no idea he was lurking in the shadows, and all of a sudden he snuck up and put that one into the back.
Oh yeah, he is one of those strikers that just kind of knows when's the right time to take advantage of a situation, and that's something that can't really be taught. I mean, some players are just natural at it.
Well, certainly, natural leadership, I think, has really, really helped Mark Lowry this season, having his target 9, number 16. But their target 9 up front kind of directing things. He's done an excellent job with that. Here is King. Richie Ryan positive. Maybe a little too far ahead for Brian Rebellon, and a goal kick coming. Your home player to watch tonight is that man. Scored that goal versus Austin August the 7th. Of course, did his college at St. Edward's University in Austin. So familiar with Texas Capital City, where he met his wife. Andrew Fox. Keep an eye on him, especially when Fox is loose in the box.
Yeah, and Fox had been injured for most of the season and finally made his first appearance on July 31st against the Rail Monarchs SLC. And so it's nice to finally, I'm sure especially for him, to not be on that injured list. And now he's getting more, another start and a lot of minutes.
Macca King drawing the foul.
And I know we've mentioned the aggressive play and the size of the RGV players and team, so that he'll definitely bring his own size and physical play to match up with them.
Speaking of physical play, Lucho Solignac roped down by Pimentel. That was a rodeo move.
I was going to say, I think this is football, and maybe American football.
Good isolation there, Pimentel, making sure Solignac did not get loose.
The ball or the man, but never both. But Solignac not afraid to make that contact and post up and receive the ball and let something happen. And here's that counterattack that RGV's trying to make. So good job by Locomotive to put pressure on the ball, double, and at least slow their attack with forcing the ball out of bounds.
Mishak Jerome trying to thread a needle, finding Andrew Fox in the box. It didn't quite work out. But RGV's cross will stay in play. Here's Manley. Carter Manley out of Elkridge, Maryland. The foul. Chaparrera. So he takes down Camden Riley, and it'll be a free kick coming up for RGV. Yuma nominated for Best Defender. This is the mid-season awards in the USL Championship. So Defender of the Year to this point of the season, and certainly more notable because he's naturally a number 6.
Right, but it is by fan votes. So Locomotive fans, get out there and help Yuma get this award.
Rodrigo Lopez on the restarts. Knotted out by Macca King.
Yeah, good job by Macca King to commit to that and make sure that Locomotive had made it onto the end of that ball and not an RGV player.
Good switch here. Velasquez finding Brian Rebellon. In turn, nodded forward. Aron trying to find Solignac. Was not able to make the connection.
Yeah, Gomez with that head. He's good at finding folks with that and making chances happen for the Locomotive.
The foul on Andrew Fox, taking down Elvis Amo, will give the restart to RGV.
Physical play by Andrew Fox.
The physical Mr. Fox. When you're talking about Chiro and Toko, who for 2 seasons of Locomotive Soccer was the team captain, the absolute leader of this team, what a class act he was. Yuma, though, fitting into that captain's armband just fine this season.
Yeah, Yuma is quite the leader. He stays out there and is always composed. He's composed on the ball. He is organized. And you can see the communication between all of them. And then the last game where he played up, I got to see him in front of the defense as well. And he was just as prolific there in leading this team and keeping it together as, you know, defend as a unit and attacking as a unit. He's invaluable.
Spread around Despaix to Manley and back again. Despaix certainly target man up front. Good kick on by Amo, but Mishak able to send that one flying.
Yeah, good cover there by Mishak.
Solid work on Christian Sorto. Sorto out of Silver Springs, Maryland. 3 goals, 3 assists this season for RGV. Was with Loudoun United the past couple of seasons. Here's Manley looking for Sorto. Well done by Velasquez, but Aron can't clear it. That's a deflected shot, and Ketterer will cover. Trying to take a crack, James Murphy from the back. And El Paso's number 1 on that spot. 4 clean sheets in this season as it deflects off of Richie Ryan. Better safe than sorry for Logan Ketterer here. Elvis Amo from Accra, Ghana. 6'2", 165 pounds. He'll turn 30 later this season, but joining from Loudoun United, where he started the 2020 campaign. 10 matches for Loudoun, 4 goals, 20 shots, but has spent some time overseas as well in the Czech National Football League. Played only a half versus Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, but all 90 minutes in that 1-1 draw with Austin.
So his legs might be a little bit fresher tonight with just that 1 half last match.
Well, I'm sure he appreciates the breeze here at Southwest University Park this evening.
Now he can try and chase down the Locomotive defenders when they got the ball at their feet.
Indeed. Maka King can't get it over the halfway line. Amo does a great job.
Maka King with his calves.
Yes, exactly. Holes in the calves. Here's Solignac trying to advance. Good slide tackle. And an excellent takeaway for Murphy, who dives in. And now the players have to be separated. Solignac taken down. Yuma is all over James Murphy. The fans letting Matt Thompson know about it as well. Solignac still in pain on the pitch. But no caution being issued here by Matt Thompson that we can see. Oh my goodness, a 2-footed challenge. That is almost red card worthy. That could get you sent off in a hurry. I have not seen yellow from Matt Thompson yet. Goodness gracious. Mark Lowry doing his thing, making sure the movement is the way he wants it for his Locomotive team. Wants a faster start, and that's been something I think this season. Lucho Solignac still in some pain. Ready to shake it off. One of the things I think that Mark Lowry wants to see tonight is a better start against United, certainly in the first half in Albuquerque. In other matches this season, they have not been a team that has really gotten it started in the first 45. What do you do to get that going?
You know, it's one of those things that evades coaches sometimes. You have this master plan, and you think they're motivated, and you think it's going to happen, and it doesn't. So you can do everything right, everything that. But you know, I mean, it's just the players need to come together and have that sense of urgency and play with the tempo and play like they do in the stoppage time.
Indeed. So that was a caution issue to James Murphy out of all of that. So chalk that up, and we'll say the 24th minute. Does get the yellow card to match Brian Rebellones in the 7th.
That was a pretty tough challenge, so that...
And I think, again, we haven't even played but just about the first half of the first half. So perhaps Matt Thompson trying to just calm things down a bit.
And I have to say, I don't think there's really been much of a rhythm for either team yet, except there being continuous physical plays and fouls. That's been the biggest takeaway right now.
It has been very choppy. Velasquez.
But RGV knows that's how they play, and it has disruptive Locomotive's ability to play the way they like to with possession and getting forward.
Here is Andrew Fox, Aron Gomez, Velasquez, Yuma. They'll cross to the other side. Mishak Jerome to Maka King.
And Locomotive finally is connecting and finding some passes.
Ryan. Rebellon, the Colombiano, trying to make some moves to his fellow Colombian player. Chaparrera with some space. Fox, the cross, near post, an easy gather for Colin Miller.
Yeah, that ball is, it got deflected, but it's a little bit nonchalant. Find where you want that runner to be in the box, or find the runner in the box. Not just make a cross. It has to be much more deliberate, and that's for all the players. Once you're going to get that service into the box, it needs to be deliberate. Like we saw when Aguinaga finished that ball. He was going to be on the end of it. That ball was where it needed to be, and he was going to fight to get there no matter what.
Talking about Lucho Solignac's great knock off the byline back to Aguinaga, who was there to just power by his markers. First to get on that ball, and was rewarded with his second goal of the season. Scored his first against RGV on that deflection from Dylan Maris.
Oh, right, on that beautiful shot by Maris, and he redirected it.
Just a touch. That's all you need. Aron Gomez, hard off the noggin. Throw in coming for RGV.
And that's what the physical play sometimes creates, creates a free kick chance opportunity to show off one of those great shooting opportunities.
Wimel Cabrera, the head coach for RGV Toros FC, returning. He was their first head coach. He's moved on since then to Major League Soccer. Head coach for Dynamo in Houston, along with Club de Foot Montreal, formerly the Montreal Impact, where he won the Canada Cup. Got into the Scotiabank Champions League, CONCACAF Champions League. There's a high cross, chested down, trying to control. Fans want a handball, they're not going to get it. Amo keeping possession. Roberto Albuquerque up to receive that one. Gives Amo a chance to reset, and RGV will move it off to the right. Another team that, very much like El Paso, can be patient with the ball when they need to be. Trying for that cross, Manley working on Andrew Fox, who earns a goal kick.
Yep, and Manley, that is a player that, RGV is looking to get out down that flank and get those balls crossed in front of the box. But Andrew Fox blocking that. And they didn't give, Locomotive didn't give RGV a lot of room out there on the flank. So they're just trying to sneak around that corner and try to use their size in the middle to their advantage.
And Andrew Fox, not necessarily the best cross that last little foray up the field, but there you see why he is in the match tonight. Holding off Carter Manley. Rebellon taken down. Gives us an opportunity to tell you that since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation, the official ball supplier of the championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit SelectSportAmerica.com. Well, as the match is halfway through the 30th minute, certainly I think they'd like to see that man, 55, Sebastian Velasquez, get a little more of the ball. But Locomotive will work from the wings. Chaparrera chased away. Good defense applied by Lopez. We talked about Chaparrera, the young man who showed up at his first open tryout for Locomotive FC and never left. Kept getting called back for another open tryout and another. Pretty soon Mark Lauer realized what he had in his hands. The El Paso native never thought he'd be a professional soccer player, but that's where he finds himself in his third season with his hometown club.
Yeah, and he definitely, in this system, Lowry gets everybody in, and he's been quite a contributor for them.
Andrew Fox earns Locomotive its first corner kick of the night. Off of Dispe for the Chick-fil-A corner coming up midway through the 31st.
And we see Richie Ryan, I think, going over there again.
Richie's been delivering some solid service, the Irishman. 36 years young. There you see Colin Miller, 6'3", 194 pounds, out of Bel Air, Maryland. In for Tyler Derrick, who is available to Coach Cabrera on the bench. Here's Ryan to the far post, headed out by RGV. The reset, Maka King, the cross, headed out, and it'll be a throw. Missed opportunity there?
So Richie Ryan, that ball was a little too much air under it, went a little bit far, but Locomotive did a good job of keeping it in, and Maka King, the RGV player, knew that could be dangerous.
Here is Velasquez, tries his luck and stopped by Miller.
And that's what Locomotive has to do. They need to, when they create opportunities, even if they don't get a goal off of it, they need to keep it locked in, keep creating chances. So that's how you get pressure and finally sneak a goal. That deflection might have gone just where the keeper might not have been able to get it. So good work by Locomotive there.
Positive and bright. Richie Ryan was the one who sent that into Sebastian Velasquez. Out for another Locomotive throw. Ron Gomez trying to sort his way around the white shirts. Can't quite get that done. Here is Herrera. Chapa. Rebellon. Maka King. Velasquez. Getting the olays from the crowd.
He is very capable of holding that ball under heavy pressure, as we've seen several times this season.
Aron, Fox, shot, rebound, loose. Coming up with that, Velasquez.
Fox with a nice driven shot on goal.
Herrera. Ryan. And Maka King. Aron Gomez in a tussle near the edge of the 18. May we get another look at that one? We very well may. Amel.
And the Locomotive just not letting up pressure. RGV's trying to absorb it, but the Locomotive keep knocking at the door.
Able to finally swing it wide to Azocar. And a little breathing room for Toros FC. Soto Manley. Manley spending time with Lights FC, Minnesota United as well. Selected 23rd in the 2018 MLS Super Draft by Minnesota United. RGV still keeping it going. That's deflected by Ryan, and Yuma will cover. Lopez trying to plant one up the middle. Good interception, but here Locomotive giving up possession again.
And RGV having to put 3 players on Rebellon to cause that turnover. And that's where, if there's three folks on you, there is several that are open. So the Locomotive will hopefully sort that out the next series.
Maka King sends that one flying as they tried to cross it out left wing. Now here is that aforementioned tackle. Was that a little extra for the Espé?
Well, and the ref may have played done it as a play on, because Fox did get in there and have a pretty good chance at goal.
It was right on the edge of the 18. It wasn't.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't have been a PK.
Like
it would have just been a. If it was PK, we would have said call it.
Right. Well, certainly. If it's a foul in the box, that's a penalty.
Absolutely.
Here's another angle of that same play. Judge where the contact happens.
Yeah, it's
That's
outside.
a pretty good look. It is definitely outside. Case could be made for a foul, but maybe you're right. Advantage played, and Locomotive did get a shot or two out of it. Yuma, well done. Good positioning to get it to Ryan. Locomotive trying to tighten that noose. Shifting left to right. Here's King.
And Locomotive is finding each other's feet nicely now. A little bit of combinations. And that the Locomotive tend to need that rhythm to be able to kind of look comfortable and be quicker on the attack.
Taking a seat is Lopez, who draws the foul. It was a good intervention by Albuquerque on that little give and go, or attempted give and go, between Rebellon and Chapa. Matt Thompson has, I think he's smiling ruefully because he's had an earful from both sides tonight already.
Yes. But the fouls now are much more of a reasonable, typical soccer is a contact sport, not escalating to where there's more danger and hot-headedness.
Great takeaway by Solignac. Solignac drives to Rebellon. That's skied a little bit, and I think intervention at the last, I think again by Albuquerque. Mm-hmm. It'll be a throw-in for Locomotive FC.
Yeah, that definitely was broken up by the RGV player. But Lucho, I love how he kind of knew where to go, snatched that, dropped the ball back, and just RGV recovered well.
Velasquez tries to cross, nobody in blue on the other side. Rodrigo Lopez.
And when Locomotive can cause a turnover in the opponent's defensive third, that's a great chance to get in quick on the attack.
Chaparrera swallows up another one. Here is Fox. Velasquez ready to go to work. Sidestepping one, Solignac gets a touch to it, but well defended in the end. And the long restart, Amo is loose. Amo coming in, the shot is in to the back of the net. 1-0 RGV, Elvis Amo.
And that was a good
against the run of play.
Nice finish by Amo. Totally caught Locomotive on that counterattack. And as you just said, yeah, against the run of play.
And it's RGV with an unlikely 1-0 lead, but Elvis Amo. It's over Mishak Jerome's head. Amo showing the speed and makes no mistake at the edge of the 6.
Yeah, that was a nice finish by him. He placed it in that far corner, and it would have been a tough ball to save by Ketterer.
Eighth notch trying to restart Locomotive FC. So, Locomotive trying to get something done against the grain.
Yeah,
both of these teams have defeated the other, whoever scores first.
Right. But the Locomotive have had, there's been certain statistics like that we've talked about in earlier matches this year, and then they've broken the curse, so to say. So the Locomotive have been able to create chances, but it's that let's get them finished, let's get them on frame, and be confident that we're going to, let's tie it up and then get a go-ahead.
Yuma.
And balls like that's what we'd like to call a square hospital ball. It has to be with pace. I get the idea. But the Locomotive, they are typically passes are much more crisp.
In terms of when Locomotive have had the ball in the attacking third, are you happy with the way they've been able to handle their business, other than the fact they haven't been able to put it in the back of the net?
Overall, the series right before the goal, I felt like the play was central and to the right, and when they started to bring it left and Fox got the ball, there was nobody to go to further on the left side, so they went back center, and then we had the counterattack down that kind of left central side. And what usually we see from Locomotive in other games when they've been very successful is there's that flash of, say, Borelli or someone flying down that flank. They serve him, and then whoop, they get up a little higher and they shift behind the ball better, and they've been less susceptible to that counter.
But Fox, who is essentially in for Eder Borelli, showing why he is there again. Azócar trying to start something on their right wing.
Right, and when Fox gets the ball in the back on the left side, then the Locomotive needs to have other personnel fill that role of being wider going forward on the flank.
There you see Eder Borelli hopping over the wall to help his teammate Mishak Jerome. Aron Gomez trying to maintain possession, but RGV back with it again. Lopez. Popped out by Aron Gomez as Lopez looking up the pitch for Azócar.
And when Locomotive played and lost at RGV, that broke the winning streak they had at the time, the undefeated streak.
True enough.
Tonight, challenging, again, undefeated for over a year at home.
And that streak, Locomotive would like to see continue. Full moon out tonight. Not that anyone can see it. There are clouds in the sky. Yuma, Maka King. So maybe we're in for some fun this evening. We'll see. Fireworks night for the home crowd here at Southwest University Park. Good job by King. Long switch. Chaperera. Maybe a little misplayed, looking up ahead for Aron Gomez.
Oh.
So, again, Locomotive, not the start they wanted in the first half, but they have made some incredible adjustments to start off second halves this season, all season long. We've seen that. If you're Mark Lowry, what are you looking to do?
I mean, the Locomotive have done well. The chances have to be more deliberate. They have to be more dangerous and get them on goal. And, and then they just cannot, they have to be disciplined on defense, not give up against the run of play, another one of those goals. So, I mean, I'll look to see Mark make some personnel changes.
Rebellon does well to nod it into the path of Aron Gomez, who just couldn't get around on that. Just a little bit ahead of him. But great work by Rebellon to take a stab.
Absolutely. And I haven't really seen Coach Lowry really make emotional decisions. You know, he's very tactical and deliberate about it. And usually sometimes he'll keep the same lineup and start the second half and then put someone in.
Trying to find Gomez. That's Jerome out of the back. And a collision between Dispe, Gomez, and keeper Colin Miller, who is still trying to shake off the effects.
But the Locomotive really haven't broken the flanks like we have seen them do in the past. So the RGV has done a good job of not really allowing that to be a go-to option, whether it be because they have their player out super wide, hoping that they can attack that way, or we're having to shift a little bit to counter that. And then the other part is right now, I'd have to say I haven't seen Lucho get too many touches recently, and
that's the one person you want to see on the ball.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Talked about Sebastian Velasquez earlier. You definitely want to see 16.
Mm-hmm.
Doing some positive things.
Well, if he gets the ball, you have to take, he gets the tension. If he doesn't get attention, then he's gonna make somebody pay.
3 minutes of eco-living stoppage time. No foul given here. Aaron Gomez getting spilled.
So it'll be interesting to see, how the refs continue to call the game as we get into the second half. With it being the Locomotive down a goal, there's still going to be a lot of physical play. Is it going to be tight, or is he going to let them play?
Here's Solignac. Rebellon. That's an excellent touch by Sorto. Does well to keep it off the byline. It'll be a throw-in for Locomotive. Richie Ryan. Waiting to see how that one bounces, but it bounces for Azocar. And here is RGV
and
on the counter.
That throw-in seems kind of an uncharacteristic of Locomotive. That, when they do restarts, they're looking to keep possession. It was just a little riskier than we typically, or how I remember seeing the Locomotive usually play. It's a little bit of, smells of a little desperation, but they don't need to worry yet. The Locomotive have had the majority of possession. They've created chances. We're just going into halftime here pretty soon, and they just need to be confident that what they're doing is going to get them results.
Velasquez sprays one out for Fox, who cannot keep it in play, can't get there in time. August is USL Supporters Month, and we want to hear from you. Visit uslchampionship.com/supporters-month for more information on how you can get involved and have a chance to be featured as the supporter of the week.
And what we've heard that so far in this half, it's been 60-40 possession for Locomotive. So they've definitely been keeping the ball. And like we said, they even have created some opportunities, just not being successful.
Here's Maka King, the long cross. Great reception by Chaperera. Gives up a little bit of a bounce, but Manley puts it over the byline. Another Chick-fil-A corner. In the final seconds of this first half, eco-living stoppage time. A Chick-fil-A corner.
And this is where I love the ball that he played in that last match where it was up kind of around the crossbar. Dangerous for the keeper, dangerous,
Well, you've got Solignac, you've got Andrew Fox. Maka King can certainly head with force as well, Rebellon. The athletes are around. Here's Richie Ryan's delivery. It's short. It's headed over the bar. Andrew Fox. And that is the end of our first half of play.
And that was a great commitment to the ball, getting a Locomotive player on the end of it. Just needs to get it down a little bit, but Andrew Fox, get your head up. You made contact.
Andrew Fox with his head down as he exits toward the locker room.
Head up for the second half.
RGV Toros with the goal from Elvis Amo, leading Locomotive FC here in El Paso, Texas, under a full moon on the border. It's 1-0, RGV on the road. What adjustments will Mark Lowry and Locomotive make? We'll find out when we come back to El Paso, Texas.
Locomotive FC offers a wide variety of exclusive experiences, including private party spaces, individual suites, and hospitality areas. Give us a call at 915-235-GOAL for more information and to book your next event.
Did you know there's an attorney who makes house calls?
That's right. At Zan Law Firm, we have a mobile office. The attorney will go to your home and discuss your case. Have you been injured at a store or business? Have you suffered an injury in a car accident? Has your child been injured in a daycare?
My name is Alexandria Zant, and your case is very important to me. If you can't come to my office, I'll come to you personally. Call me today.
Come by our office at 1444 Montana or call us at 799-0993.
This is it. The Casa Nissan Summer Countdown is going on now with our biggest savings of the season.
We've got plenty of new Nissans to choose from, but the clock is ticking. So come save today.
Get a 2021 Murano with 0% APR financing for 60 months and $3,000 off MSRP.
And you can count on a high value for your trade-in.
We want your car and we'll pay more to get it.
Hurry in before these summer savings end.
At Casa Nissan, home of the nice guys.
Yeah!
Welcome to the GECU Halftime Show. Manage your accounts 24/7 with GECU Online Banking, the GECU mobile app, and GECU ATMs. Learn more at gecu.com.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park, and thank you for joining us on the GECU Halftime Show. I'm Heidi Mocha. At halftime, your score is El Paso 0, RGV 1. By now, we've all seen the goal at the death by Matt Boehner against New Mexico. But hey, we don't get tired of showing it. The team showed that they won't give up no matter what the circumstances. Here's what the team had to say about salvaging points on the road.
Looking to steal a point on the road here. Finds Gomez. Ketterer stuffed by Sandoval, bouncing around! And that is the equalizer for Locomotive.
Some people are, why are we celebrating a tie like that? But, the moment to be down a goal, down a man, last second, bringing up Logan, it's just pure chaos in the box, just trying to create something.
It worked for us. Logan managed to kind of keep the ball in the mix and keep it alive, and Boehner sorted out his feet and got the finish, and I think we deserved it. Tough game, really tough place to go and play for a lot of reasons. They make it difficult. They're a good team. The crowd, the field's difficult. But the guys got it out. Great resilience, great strength. They refuse to lose, and it's a great characteristic to have.
It's a great sign of a team that you can score goals late and kind of steal points here and there, and that's huge, because I feel like last year, the year before, those games we ended with a loss. So the fact that we're getting points there and we're really competing until the last whistle is massive.
I think if anything that this last game against New Mexico can be a little bit of a wake-up call for us that on any given night if we're not on it, then we could be last minute trying to scrap for a goal to get a point. So hopefully it just refocuses us of what's important.
Boehner did say he had the home run celebration planned for a while. He wanted to do it here at Southwest University Park, but says it was perfect for the big moment in New Mexico. What a finish to that one. And here in El Paso, the score at halftime is El Paso 0, RGV 1. We'll be back.
first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. There you see the display on top of the Plaza Hotel in downtown El Paso. At the half, Locomotive FC 0, RGV Toros FC 1. Welcome back to the GECU halftime show as Locomotive with some work to do in the second 45. Let's take a few checks around the scoreboard from earlier this week. New Mexico United still looking to break through with Chris Wehan coming off the bench. 1-1 versus Oakland Roots in Albuquerque. Tacoma Defiance taking care of business on the road at Orange County SC 3-0. San Diego Loyal all over Las Vegas Lights FC 5-1. Big one for playoff positioning in the Pacific Division. And in the East, Charleston Battery on the road over Red Bulls 2-3-2. Those were Wednesday scores. That was actually a Friday score, that last one. As we take a look at the standings in the championship and in the Mountain Division specifically. Locomotive FC leads the division by 9 points. RGV getting the tie versus Austin Bold on Wednesday evening. 38 points to 29 points. Locomotive looking for some results tonight here in El Paso. Switchbacks FC is vaulted up to 28 points. They're in third place, and RGV kind of breaking the tie with them to take over second spot. Austin Bold, the other team in playoff position, with, well, not 252 points, but 25 will work to get them into that fourth place spot. But a look at your Mountain Division as in the USL Championship, each division sending their top 4 teams. As we look at some of the news around the rest of the league, that late goal, the late heroics by Matt Boehner on the road at New Mexico United. Nick Murray talked about, he wrote a piece from the USL Championship and USLChampionship.com, wrote a piece on the different paths that both expansion teams from 2019 are currently on. El Paso with continued success. New Mexico still struggling to find consistency, and certainly this season especially. And the Fans' Choice Mid-Season Awards. El Paso with 3 nominees midway through the season. Coach of the Year, Mark Lowry. Defender of the Year, Yuma. And Young Player of the Year, Diego Luna. Diego, of course, missing from the lineup this evening. That's your Fans' Choice Mid-Season Awards. You say Coach of the Year. Yeah, it's to this point in the season, but certainly Mark Lowry is worthy. And August is USL Supporters Month. We want to hear from you. Visit USLChampionship.com/supporters-month for more information on how you can get involved and have an opportunity to be featured as Supporter of the Week. We're seeing some there here at Southwest University Park. 1-0 at the break. Rio Grande Valley FC Toros leading Locomotive FC. Back in a moment.
Hi, I'm Thomas Taylor, owner of Monarch Building Services. We've been cleaning for over 35 years. Monarch provides cleaning and disinfecting services for your commercial and residential business. We clean El Paso. Now more than ever, that's our pledge to you.
Summer's winding down, but our savings are still heating up at Casa Ford.
Our deals are hot, but it's our personal service that really shines. We're 20-time Ford President's Award winners, and we will treat you right.
Get 1.9% financing on a new 2021 Ford F-150.
And if you've got a trade-in, you can get more from us. We want your car, so trade in and maximize your value today.
Hurry in before summer ends to El Paso's #1 Ford dealer.
Casa Ford, home of the nice guys. Yeah!
New city with lots of claims I can settle for pennies on the dollar. And not a pesky attorney in sight.
Not on my watch.
And you are?
I'm Michael Gopin, and I'll fight for their rights.
Stewardess!
How can I help you, sir?
Can I have another seat?
I'm sorry, sir. We're at full capacity.
How long is the flight?
6.5 hours.
What just happened?
Michael Gopin just in.
Call the law offices of Michael Gopin right now. You'll be taken care of.
Southwest University Park is the place. Rio Grande Valley, the team in front right now at the half. The GECU halftime show continues. RGV with a 1-0 lead over Locomotive FC. As we take a look at our first half statistics, Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha. 6 shots for RGV to 3 for Locomotive. On target, though, 2 apiece. And the passing accuracy about what you'd expect from Locomotive FC along with possession. But Heidi, they're still looking for that breakthrough, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And the Toros, even though they have not had possession, when they have the ball, they have been going for goal. And that's been, they against the run of play, they got that nice finish by Amo. The Locomotive must look to get more going on the attack and have a little bit more energy. I felt like at the halftime they were coming off the field. They looked like we were down and the game was over and we've lost. I'd like to see Locomotive come out with a lot of energy. I think that's going to be key. And then we have, before we head to break, let's take a quick moment to recognize our Hospitals of Providence employee highlight. Tonight we feature Yvette Bonilla, a plant operations secretary. Yvette is a committed employee dedicated to ensuring her hospital is always in pristine condition for every patient who comes through the door. Thank you, Yvette, for your dedication to ensuring the health and happiness of our community.
That wraps it up for the GECU halftime show. Second half on the other side of the break. RGV Toros leading Locomotive FC 1-0. More after this.
Thank you for watching the GECU halftime show. Manage your accounts 24/7 with GECU online banking, the GECU mobile app, and GECU ATMs. Learn more at gecu.com.
Season tickets are on sale now. Don't miss a second of the Locos in action by getting a seat to every match. Buy your tickets now at eplocomotivefc.com/ticket or by calling or texting 915-235-GOAL.
Because your home is your castle, you shouldn't let just anyone paint it. That's why El Paso Paint Kings follows a 7-step program to protect and beautify your home. By carefully inspecting it from the foundation to the roof, we'll know exactly what needs to be done. And right now, take advantage of our spring special, starting as low as $29.99. You'll appreciate how we pay attention to all the details, and we use only the highest quality of paint and materials, and we always make sure we leave the job site clean. When experience matters, call El Paso Paint Kings, where we treat your home like our home. Call now.
Locomotive FC has gone Adidas. Brand new official Locomotive gear in the 3 stripes is available, including the 2021 jerseys and new styles for men, women, and children. With unique colors and styles, there's something for everyone. Shop online at locomotiveteamshop.com or visit our team shop located at the stadium.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. RGV Toros FC 1-0 over Locomotive FC as we take a quick look at some of the first half highlights. Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha. And so early on, it was Christian Sorto, the challenge on Logan Ketterer, a dipping ball. Ketterer had to parry away for a corner. Deflected ball here from James Murphy that Ketterer gathers. And Locomotive on the other side. Good slip pass up from Chapa. Good work by Carter Manley to stay in front of that from Andrew Fox. And an easy deflection for Colin Miller. And then Elvis Amo. Good talk about Locomotive center backs, and as wily veterans as they are, Elvis Amo just poured on the speed. And that is your first half goal, Heidi.
Yeah, the Locomotive just got caught over the top, and Amo's speed and a classy finish catches them on the counterattack.
Locomotive with first touch to begin our second half. Here in El Paso, Texas, what answers will Mark Lowry have to please the crowd in El Paso on a fireworks night? Locomotive fans definitely wanting to see some fireworks. Good intervention there by Andrew Fox. Again, Diego, the outstanding teenager, up for newcomer or youngster of the year in the USL Championship midseason awards. Not available tonight for the red card he was shown versus New Mexico United. He was certainly bright when he came on in Albuquerque, wasn't he?
Oh, absolutely. The few minutes that he was in, he changed the game. And he also brought a lot of that energy, and it kind of seemed to wake up both teams, and they're unfortunately ended up in a little bit of a little red card situation, but it kind of brought the Locomotive back to life.
Good bounce here for Sorto, who leaves it for Murphy. And Murphy trying to cross to Amo, and as fast as Amo is, he's not going to get to that one. Gives us a chance to tell you that two of the East's best clash to kick off the fall to remember when the USL on ESPN continues. Perennial contenders Louisville City FC traveling to Dillon Stadium to meet Hartford Athletic. That is a potential playoff preview, September the 7th, 5 p.m. on ESPN2. Hard to believe we're more than midway on the backside, actually, of August. My goodness. Foul and down in some pain is Rodrigo Lopez. Lopez, 34 years old, out of Guadalajara, Mexico. 2 goals and 5 assists this season. One of the engines that drives Wilmer Cabrera's team. Was with Sac Republic FC. 14 games in 2020. Played with Atlético Celaya in Mexico's Ascenso League before joining Deportivo Toluca on loan in 2018. So,
and on this challenge, it looks like Rebellon just kind of ended up stomping on his on the top of his foot, which cleats never feel good when in that type of a situation. But
certainly Rebellon has been the hard man for Locomotive FC tonight more than once, but is already on a yellow card and needs to watch it.
Exactly.
Manley. Solid positioning. Aron Gomez tracking back, doing a good job of keeping RGV from foraying any further. Here is Macaulay King. Maka.
And I can't say that there's anything wrong or bad, but there just doesn't feel like the same kind of energy that we have felt from the Locomotive in other matches.
Well, here's Yuma trying to kickstart something up to Andrew Fox. Aron Gomez back to Yuma, the team captain. Veteran Spaniard, 34 years old. Just so impressive, he's up for Defender of the Year when he's a natural defensive midfielder. We'll call that an RGV throw. Chaperera upset, thought he got the bounce off of Elvis Amo.
And that's he takes on basically the role of directing the team, and that is invaluable.
Nick Ross, Dylan Maris, Eder Borelli, Leandro Carrico, all warming up on the touchline. How long will Mark Lowry let this go, do you think, before he decides to make some changes? 5 minutes into the second half.
Usually, I think after about 10, he'll make a switch when in the second half. That's what I think we've seen from him before, as far as if it's for tactical reasons. If the starting group doesn't
well, here is Aron
make
Gomez
something happen
trying to change that. The pass trying to get to Velasquez, a bit behind him.
And RGV doing a good job of just basically trying to keep the Locomotive in front of them and making play predictable, and then trying to to shut them down. I mean, they are up 1-0. They don't need to stretch themselves out. They don't need to take risks. They need to continue to attack, and really what they've done is counterattack. But that can be difficult to break through. But Locomotive are good at being patient and keeping possession, and they need to play to their strengths.
Elvisamo trying to make a turn. Rebellon on him allows Yuma to restart here for Locomotive. Restart possession anyway. Here's Richie Ryan, and that is out for an RGV throw. Well, certainly Mark Lowry has been able to make halftime adjustments successfully all season long. Locomotive trying to get on the front foot here. Good work by Chaperrera on Aron Gomez off the side netting. Positive work though, Chaperrera, Sebastian Velasquez, Aron Gomez.
Yeah, and a nice quick pulling of the trigger by Gomez. Just a little bit off target.
Well, that draws the oohs and ahs from eighth notch.
And that's a tough angle. I mean, he is very wide. He's either got to put it, beat the keeper near post, or get that at least in front of the frame far post, or drive end line and drop it back, because those are incredibly difficult to defend. But I did like he had a quick trigger foot.
Well, certainly those three drawing a crowd out down the left side of the box, but you see Lucho Solignac after that play walking lonely off on the right side.
Exactly. And that's what I have seen RGV, when they put pressure on the ball, I've seen not usually just one player, but two, and then a third coming.
Who's going to be that second man in?
Yeah, so there are players open when you have that kind of pressure on you.
Fox. Aron taken down, all ball, says referee Matt Thompson. James Murphy doing the honors for RGV. Trying to set things up. And that is successful onside, trying to chip it in. Mishak Jerome clears it off the line. Ketterer beat. What a great athletic play by Christian Sorto. But Mishak Jerome showing those wheels, such as they are.
Thank goodness for that play. And that's, you can't say, oh, it's offsides. Wait till the ref calls it. But Sorto does a nice job, and that would have been in.
That was headed for the second goal. Sorto chipping Logan Ketterer, but the veteran Haitian international, 74 caps for his country.
Whew.
Puts it over the byline, and it'll be a Chick-fil-A corner kick coming up. Great view there from the
That was a great view.
Cam. Yes. So certainly RGV has looked the more dangerous of these two teams through to this point so far tonight. Maka King having a go. Lucho Solignac. Lucho trying to get there. He has been the lonely man so far this evening, save for maybe one or two touches. Locomotive not able to find the veteran Argentinian playmaker. Formerly of Chicago Fire, San Antonio FC before last season. Has the two fastest goals, or two of the fastest goals scored in championship history, one for Locomotive, and tied for the fastest, 9 seconds for San Antonio, both of those coming against RGV.
Yeah, I am sure he was on RGV's scouting report as a player to limit the ball, receiving the ball, and limit his touches, because he has been hot for the Locomotive and against RGV.
Indeed, scored both of the prior games Locomotive has played. Here's Maka King. It's pretty tall. Solignac trying to run it down. Good touch by Manley. Let's take a look at that Mishak Jerome clearance as we have our substitution first of the evening coming up. How about that? Little Jackie Chan into the goal for the Haitian.
That is way to stay with the play all the way through.
It'll be Dylan Maris and Nick Ross to replace Cha Herrera and Brian Rebellon here in the 56th minute. Double substitution for Mark Lowry, and you're right, 10 minutes in, he makes the first changes of the night.
And Maris is, he's the dynamic player, likes to create, can also hold and possess the ball, and he's got that wicked shot from outside and some fantastic service. And then Nick Ross, he's a player who, he's not flashy, but he does everything that needs to be done. Looks to be in pain a little bit.
Seems to be. Lucho Solignac whistled for the foul. Dispe in some discomfort. Right along the shin, takes a good look. Adrian Dispe, 27-year-old out of Havana, Cuba, does have an assist this season.
I know a lot of players like to get away with the tiny shin guard. You see that? It's like a quarter of your shin covered, and then you're...
When you're 6'3", you have a little more shin too, yeah, don't you?
But look how tiny the shin guard is. But that is the thing to do.
Well,
it meets the rule, but it's not as protective as a larger guard might be. I do have a couple of scars on my own shins from playing like spring ball with my college team, and after that I started wearing them even in spring pickup. I was like,
Well, cleats hurt. That'll bounce harmlessly to Logan Ketterer. Trying to get that counter started quickly, and the man to do it is Maka King. We'll sort it out to Dylan Maris. Nick Ross. Switch of play here. Fox. The Scotsman, Nick Ross, showing some moves. Locomotive will pass it around, trying to find their way up the wings. Have you seen improvement at all in the second half, do you think?
The Locomotive are still keeping possession, but they haven't connected in that final third to get some chances on goal.
Mishak Jerome, Solignac, edge of the box. Maris sprays it out. Velasquez crossing, looking for either Maris or Aron Gomez. Didn't get there, cleared out by RGV. Velasquez with it again, though. Ready to go to work, the Colombian. Maris give and go. Velasquez, cross. Chick-fil-A corner coming up. Dispe with an intervention.
And that's some good positive combination play by Locomotive. And I like that finally they were able to get the ball a couple plays earlier to Lucho, and they got Maris involved. And the more dangerous other players that they're having to look for and worry about RGV, then it opens up room on the flank for other players to get involved.
Your Chick-fil-A corner, it'll be Richie Ryan. Slices one out, swinger, easily gathered by Colin Miller.
And if the ball's going to be put in that part of the box, there has got to be Locomotive players there to at least be in the space, so the keeper can't go directly to the ball so easily. He'll have to go up.
It will be a Locomotive throw-in, just a little further back.
But we know, I mean, we're only in the 60th minute. Locomotive play till the end.
Here's Mishak. Solignac, Lucho. Back to Maris. Maris sorts things out. Velasquez. Fox. Off of Manley for a throw. The long throw in into the area. Aron Gomez trying to bring it down. Dispe was there. Back to Locomotive it goes. Ross missing on that pass to Fox, but controlled and kept in by Velasquez. Velasquez sees an opening. Wriggles his way loose. And draws a shirt pull.
And Velasquez is taking on the man and attacking and even getting around him, but then where's the next ball? You know, who is the next player that is on? He needs to get it into that. The next player needs to show and be in a dangerous place for him to go. He's too far out to get a shot. What's next? Oh, this is a really high line, so let's see what they do with it.
Richie Ryan stuck out by Azócar. But straight away back to Locomotive, and here is Velasquez again. Slides over the foot of Lopez. Velasquez trying to find Aron Gomez at the edge of the 6, and it's wide.
And look how many players for RGV are in the box. I think there was one white player not in the box. And that is frustrating for the team, the offensive team, when there's that many bodies there.
Velasquez to take this Chick-fil-A corner. Ryan back there. We'll see if they play it short, or if the former RSL man.
Oh.
So the Velasquez is able to get it going, and now a little discussion in the area. Murphy. He's been in the middle of it.
Little mixer happening over there.
Sure.
Oh.
Along with Elvis Amo, Lucho Solignac, James Murphy, and our referee Matt Thompson discussing dinner plans.
He started it. No, he started it.
Uh-huh.
And
Amo
basically hugging Lucho.
Again, Richie Ryan's service, not able to find Dylan Maris. Easy grab from Miller. Good work to deprive Azócar, or rather Sorto, of the ball, but it's deflected all the way down the pitch, and it's going to be an RGV throw. Locomotive still trying to sort things out a bit, aren't they?
Yeah, Locomotive just not a lot of little errors, things that aren't clean, that are uncharacteristic of what we've seen from them this season. And that's what, I mean, I'm sure Coach Larry is got to be very frustrated with those little errors.
On the bounce, Azócar trying to bring it down. Fox to keep it in play, does well to get possession and clear it. Display off the chest, though, giving it back for Murphy. Out for a Locomotive throw. The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forwardforever-proud. Here is King. Fox. Velasquez, what a touch. It's actually Aron Gomez. Crossing, Maris trying to get there in time, cannot keep it in play. Boy, what a thought by Aron Gomez. That first touch, absolutely deadly.
Absolutely. I liked
Well done by Aron Gomez.
Maris just can't keep that, but that was the ball that was on to beat all of those bodies that keep being in the box.
When we talk about, obviously, those target forwards, Lucho Solignac does so well, especially in hold-up play and so forth. Aron Gomez certainly underrated in that aspect as well. There's a guy who's willing to track back defensively, put in the work, make the passes, happy to be unselfish and cross the ball when he can. That was a pretty solid ball, just a little too tall maybe.
Yeah, and he's also known for putting the ball in the back of the net. But he is the one on Boehner's goal. He got on the end of Richie Ryan's corner kick. I believe he's the one that headed it to keep it in the mix to begin with. Then Ketterer, challenged for it, and then it popped out to Boehner. So even not being one of the taller guys on the team, he's very smart.
Great movement on his third season on loan from Locomotive's sister squad, FC Juarez Bravos. Here is Sebastian Velasquez. Velasquez dips and moves on Manley. It stays in play. Aron Gomez. Around it comes Fox. Solignac, the back heel in! What a goal! Lucho Solignac! 3 for 3 versus RGV, the Argentine. Ties it. Cheeky as you please.
And the Locomotive finally found the man in the box. They were trying to drive it through all those bodies. This time, Drew, look at there was at least 3 players on the ball. Managed to find another open person to serve it to Solignac, who Lucho beats his man with a beautiful Fox great ball, and what a little flick into the goal.
That is amazing. About the only move he could make, and
absolutely.
He made it work. How hard is that to do?
I am not a striker. I'm not sure how you pick them up.
Your Hospitals of Providence goal scored by Lucho Solignac. Lucho with his 7th of the season to lead everyone on Locomotive FC's roster.
Yeah, Locomotive, they finally realized that the person with the ball was drawing that many defenders, found the open man, and this time it was Fox. And Fox, instead of he found the man in the middle or near the, thinking far post, Lucho's in the middle, 1v1, and if he give him 1v1, and pretty good chance he's going to get a finish on goal. And now we feel some more energy.
Certainly you do. Eighth Notch letting them know about it, as is the rest of the crowd at Southwest University Park. And a throw in onside. Aron tacked over by Manley. It will be ruled a corner kick. Manley thinking, me? Well, it did look like he was last to touch it. It was a bit of a tumble versus Aron Gomez. A Chick-fil-A corner is the call, and that call made by the referee, Matt Thompson.
I'd like to see could it have been called a foul instead?
Interesting. It'll be Dylan Maris on to take this Chick-fil-A corner. Velasquez back if they want to go short. Sent into the box. Richie Ryan could be there, but first on the scene, Mishak Jerome gives it a ride. That's a moonshot on a full moon night in El Paso.
Yeah, Richie Ryan did a good job to challenge for that ball. Not a clean challenge, but any challenge in the box that you can commit to, especially when you're on the offensive end, hopefully will give you a knockdown for a chance at goal. And Mishak just goes for a field goal instead of a soccer goal, I think, tonight.
Well, they'll take 3, but they only count by ones in this game. It was good work by Rodrigo Lopez to clear it out, but Mishak Jerome had it bounce straight to him and certainly drew the use of the crowd. That could have been a home run here at Southwest University Park.
And this is right now where Locomotive, RGV's got to be upset that the game is tied now. And they're going to probably up their physical play, trying to goad the emotional part of it out of Locomotive and draw fouls, maybe try to get some cards going. The Locomotive have more to lose, and they need to be level-headed and smart.
Here's Amo. Yuma trying to get it restarted, but Elvis Amo, the cross, wide open for the shot. Lopez trying to settle it down. Great work in the back by Nick Ross.
Nick Ross comes up big there.
Lopez all alone. That was a great cross.
Absolutely.
But the Scotsman always seems to show up when you least expect it.
He's always there. Like I said, he's not flashy, but he's smart and does the right thing and whatever is needed for Locomotive.
Aaron Gomez taken down. It's a great cross by Amo. Lopez trying to wind it up in his second touch. If he'd fired it, if the ball had been able to settle for him, he might have had a shot.
If his first touch had been forward, he would have probably cut any recovering defender out of that attempt.
Velasquez. Velasquez to the left foot, skies it. And the Colombian upset with himself.
He wants that one back. Get it driven.
We've seen him score with that left foot there before. But Locomotive suddenly on the front foot, and there are those adjustments we've talked about, whatever they've needed. And certainly Dylan Maris and Nick Ross, that's part of it. But the other part of it is just being forward thinking, isn't it, Heidi?
The possession this half right now has been 77-23 Locomotive. And that is a huge imbalance. But again, RGV just was keeping the Locomotive in front. They were being patient. They were up 1-0. They didn't need to stretch out. But Locomotive kind of solved things instead of trying to just go through all those bodies. Whoever drew all those players, they found an open man and then went up and over to a dangerous person in front of the goal.
77%. Here's Solignac, another little flick. This to Richie Ryan. Aron. Fox able to keep it in play. Ross. Well done by Fox to just touch it. Ross helps his buddy out.
And Maris so good with the ball at his feet. And
King, far post, tapped away by Miller. Trying to bring it down, Velasquez. Tapped and stuck wide. It'll be another Chick-fil-A corner. Colin Miller, desperation defending, but keeps it out of the back of the net.
That was a fantastic save by that goalkeeper. That is, credit goes to him, all the credit. Because Gomez was going to put his head on the end of it and then to attack the ball and not let Vela get the ball back across or in the back of the net. That was a fantastic goalkeeping display right there.
Another former Loudoun United man. Providence College up in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, PC.
My broadcast partner, a former UMass player. And an injured player at the edge of the RGV net from our angle. I can't really, it looks like this big. It is this big. Let's take a look and see if we can see the injury. Maka King, what a cross. But tipped out by Miller. Velasquez, Bispe is injured behind the play. You can kind of see that getting tied up. And he is still down being tended to as our Texas Tech nod to the dock here for RGV. Well, certainly time to think about it. 75th minute as Locomotive FC with all of the momentum. And looking for answers right now is Wilmer Cabrera. We saw Gerson Echeverri. What a save, though, from Colin Miller to keep this a 1-1 game. Again, in for the injured Tyler Derrick, who scramble, keeps it out of the back, and Bispe will have to head to the touchline.
Yeah, there was just contact between him and Gomez, and the tumble. I don't know if it was the contact or the tumble after the contact that had him over there on the ground.
On the Chick-fil-A corner, knotted out by Amo. They're looking for the trailing runner, and that was Andrew Fox. Amo using all 6 foot plus of his frame to get a hold of that. Easy gather for Miller. Elvis Amo, 6'2". He does seem taller than that, though, doesn't he?
He does.
6'2". Yeah.
And he's got some speed.
Certainly, that's going to be a foul on Ross. Gets a word of advice from Matt Thompson as he takes down Lopez.
Immediate pressure on the ball. Or the man.
And it's interesting. RGV, despite third match in a week, has made no substitutions to this point.
Right.
We're hearing Leandro Carrico is about ready to make his entrance. Wilmer Cabrera has yet to make a sub. Good work by Riley. Fox preventing Manley from crossing in. And here's our sub. Leandro Carrico will be on for Aaron Gomez, who's put in a shift tonight, as they say.
He has. He started giving RGV some headaches there.
Well, certainly Leandro Carrico with a pair of goals this season, both here at Southwest University Park.
Yeah, Carrillo coming in, he not only is deadly on the finish with his feet, but now we've got some more height between him and Lucho up front to be able to finish in the air. So they got him, Lucho, and then we keep having Fox get forward for the long restarts.
Leandro Carrico, 35 years old, out of Uberaba, Brazil. If you've watched that piece of social media from Locomotive, just don't take his advice for making pizzas.
If he offers you pizza, come over and he's making pizza night.
Say no.
You gotta, yeah.
Say no.
Tuna and eggs. I guess that's a Brazilian pizza treat.
We're not kidding. Tuna and eggs. All-time leading goal scorer for FC Juarez Bravo since the program's been in existence. 73 goals across 102 appearances for Locomotive's sister club across the border. Carrijo, good chip here. Solignac chests it down, but pushed out for the throw by Dispe.
And right away, Lucho and Carrillo looking to connect and make a combination to get dangerous into the box.
Maka King, that's a dangerous whip in. It'll bounce for Velasquez. Give and go. Carrijo getting a touch. Fox just over Carrijo's head on the bounce from Velasquez.
Some nice combinations with Maris and Vela, and then Foxy making the overlap and run.
Good work, though, by Amo to clear some room and RGV up the pitch. Dangerous on the counter, certainly. Here's Lopez, wide and lots of space for the veteran Mexican. Albuquerque. Sordo. And Richie Ryan will do the safe thing and put it over the byline. Chick-fil-A corner coming for RGV.
And the Locomotive have to be as aggressive as they've finally gotten in the attacking box. They need to be equally aggressive in the defending box and be first to any ball that is in the air or on the ground in front of that goal.
We should point out for RGV, missing tonight is Juan Cusain, one of the better midfielders and options for Wilmer Cabrera. I don't know quite why he did not make the squad of the 18 tonight. To the far post, headed out by Carrijo, will do it again.
Yeah, and Cusain, he can finish, but he also is good at helping keep possession and combination play.
Well, some extra time on the pitch seeded for a couple of RGV Toros, and certainly here in the 80th minute, you've got to think that the legs are getting a little weary. Third match in 7 days, or 8 days, as the case may be for this squad.
Right, but that's where, as a professional, fit soccer player, your coaches are not going to the reel that they're going to play for you is you can play the full time. You're fit, you're healthy. That's what you're capable of doing.
Velasquez fouled, advantage play. Locomotive on the break. Solignac trying to make a move. Great intervention by Dispe. Picked up by Ryan. Still down as Velasquez. Play continues. Here's Ross. Great work by the Spay again, but Ross will keep a hold. The Scotsman plays it back. Ryan into the mixer. Pushed out by Asokar. 89 minutes versus Austin on Wednesday night for Asokar.
Ooh, good read by the RGV
Pimentel.
back line.
Yep. Eric Pimentel. If we have some time, I'll try to give a pronunciation to his hometown in Mexico. We will not attempt that at this juncture. Maka King. Velasquez.
And
back to King. King slides it over Ross. The trailing play. It's wide. Denied wide. Andrew Fox. Goal kick. Andrew Fox saying at least get the deflection for Christian Sorto. And the yellow card out to Pimentel for the foul back up the field on Sebastian Velasquez. So that was advantage played. We've come to this point. It's been probably 3 minutes. But in the 82nd, Pimentel finally getting yellow.
That was some great work by Locomotive to recognize that there were numbers up on the ball, dropped it back. Maka switchfield. Ross plays the ball, and Fox with a beautiful chance. Thought he was going to sneak that one into the back of the net.
And I believe that's Sorto down. And certainly, the fans are kind of giving it to Christian Sorto, but 83rd minute, third match in 8 days.
Yeah.
You are going to have some weary legs. And substitutions coming now for RGV. Another look at that chance. Yep. Andrew Fox off the bar.
Yes. And he did get,
he got all of the ball. It was his. Thinking he may have been tripped a bit. But here is the substitutions. Juan Carlos Asokar, his night is done. Babukar Njai will replace him here in the 83rd. Well, Andrew Fox in for Eder Borelli tonight has certainly shown why he is here this evening. And Eder Borelli, great crosser of the ball, but they have needed his physicality and size to make some things happen offensively and defensively this evening.
Absolutely. He has been valuable on both ends of the pitch tonight, defending smartly in the back, making great physical challenges, and then also getting forward and putting in nice balls, whether it be shots on goal or service. So the USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent and helping players transition to their USL senior teams. For more information, visit usl-academy.com.
Locomotive on the throw-in. Certainly, with 5 minutes and stoppage time remaining. Mark Lowry wants that second goal. Dylan Maris. Maris slices one through. Dispé clears it out. Mishak with the header. Well done. Solignac on the volley. Straight to Colin Miller. Wow, on the half volley, Lucho Solignac letting it rip from a good 30 yards out.
He has got the scorer's mentality, for sure. Always looking, am I in a position to get a shot on goal? A good shot on goal, even.
I've heard it talked about at the European level with guys, there's Yuma, trying to keep it out of harm's way there with Maka King and Mishak Jerome. But at the European level, somebody like a Luis Suarez, one of the things that sets him apart is he's always thinking, what is going to happen next? What's the next move going to be? will that defender get a hold of the ball? Will it bounce off his head and run the wrong way that I can get a hold of?
Right,
Making those runs, that thinking. Lucho Solignac has some of that, doesn't he?
Yes. And I think beyond even knowing what's going to be next, they see several plays ahead. If it goes there, this will happen. If it goes there, this will happen. This, and this, and this. And that's what the better players, they've already seen the movie, and they know all the options. And we have Lucho has scored in every match against RGV this season.
3 for 3.
Against RGV. You said that earlier, I have to say. That was catchy.
Just an amazing finish. My goodness, he's scored in an array of ways. Pocket King's going to get a hold of this one from Mishak. Tries to cross and will let it roll for a Chick-fil-A corner. Off of Lopez, who stays down a bit.
And that is, there hasn't been a ton of springing down the flanks for the Locomotive in this game, and that was a nice opportunity. Maka got out there, but RGV, they know that that's what they like to do, and they locked it down. Fortunately, getting a corner for Locomotive, though. Chick-fil-A corner kick.
The man from Tipperary, Richie Ryan. Action in the box. Not to Matt Thompson's liking.
Well,
Lucho Solignac making maybe a little too aggressive a play.
Well, earlier I did see Amo has his arms not closed, but
in will just go wide. Andrew Fox and Carrico with Babacar and Jai.
And the corner,
last to touch it. Another Chick-fil-A corner.
But yeah, the RGV is very close to every Locomotive player, almost.
Richie Ryan in the box, able
hugging.
to flick it, trying to get him in return. It's Velasquez, who will control at the edge of the 18. Showing the moves. Velasquez, high cross. Going for the spectacular. Carrijo can't come around. Here's a shot, nearest wide. Deflected, another Chick-fil-A corner.
And I like this energy from the Locomotive and this just commitment to fight for chances in the box.
This crowd on its feet at Southwest University Park. Ryan again. Entering the 89th minute.
And the referee's watching that middle scrum.
Richie Ryan punched out by Miller.
Nice ball.
Jerome. Great work by Ross. Chipping it to the far post. Carrijo can only knot it back in. To the box. Velasquez with it. Velasquez scores! Seba Velasquez! His first goal for Locomotive this season. He wants to knock one out of the park too. 2-1 Locomotive. Kings of Chaos.
Yes. That Velasquez, he has gotten the ball on this whole run of play several times. Keeping the ball, getting touches on it, drawing the defender in, finding the open man. This time he's in the box, so the defender has to be even more careful. And he sees that he can slip that ball in after getting the defender to lean, and he beats the keeper with that beautiful finish, get the Locomotive a 2-1 lead.
And for the first time in this series, though, we still have a minute and stoppage time to go.
And look at this
the
dancing.
The team that scores second has taken the lead. Sneaks it in your Hospitals of Providence goal in the 89th minute. Sebastian Velasquez sneaks it in near post.
And that goal is credited to Velasquez, but the Locomotive have been relentless for the last few minutes in the attacking third, keeping it alive. Even Carrillo, even though that ball was just past him, he managed to get his head on it and keep that alive. But there was over and over, all different players were involved in making that happen.
Well, you talk about Wilmer Cabrera, and I know that they've had some injuries. Juan Cusain is missing. Tyler Derrick from goal. Leandro Carrico trying to step in front of that. And maybe he's not able to really make substitutions as this bounces all the way to Ketterer. But certainly, only one substitution in your third match in 8 days. It does make you wonder what the health of everybody else on the bench is.
No, and it makes you appreciate what the Locomotive have with depth and so many players being able to play so many positions and the versatility. But
it'll be Matt Boehner about to sub on for Sebastian Velasquez here in the 90th. We are in eco-living stoppage time. I do not see an official designation. Is Velasquez the injured man on the pitch? Texas Tech nod to the dock, sadly. Ricardo Ruiz will be on to look at the goal scorer, who is being subbed out now. But this will tack a few minutes on, certainly to our eco-living stoppage time as well. And for RGV, here will be some 90th minute substitutions. Chente Sanchez, 41 years old, the Uruguayan international. We talked about Luis Suarez. Here's a guy who's played with Luis Suarez in a Uruguayan uniform. He's about ready to enter the pitch. 41 years old, but we have seen him score as Velasquez has to be helped off. Great bit of sportsmanship there by Rodrigo Lopez to help.
And Vicente Sanchez, I know there was a game that I had watched before working one of the last matches, and he is smart on the ball. He is strong. He has so much experience, and that's how you get to keep playing at 41.
And there he is.
But Locomotive has got to be focused right now. RGV has nothing to lose. They are going to be direct as direct can be.
Rodrigo Lopez subbed off for Vicente Sanchez. I do believe John Henry Sanchez is on as well. And of course, Matt Boehner, the hero of a week ago, on for Sebastian Velasquez. It will be 5 minutes of eco-living stoppage time and probably extra besides.
5 minutes.
We've had some injuries knocked down to the box. Dispay trying to draw something. It's a quick Chick-fil-A corner. And Jai. And it's Johnson in from Manley. There for RGV. John Henry Sanchez is in, along with Vicente Sanchez. Not related. Dispay. Far post service all the way to Vicente Sanchez, who spilled a little bit, but not able to make a play and send it back in. There's a guy who's he's seen it all, man. My goodness. 41 years old, lured out of retirement because of his relationship with Cabrera. He comes in as a super sub, but a veteran of Liga MX soccer, Liga MX.
And
the man from Montevideo.
So the 5 minutes of added stoppage time is going to be added at the 92nd minute mark.
Okay,
so it's actually going to go to 97.
All right. So eco-living stoppage time didn't begin until they were able to get Sebastian Velasquez off, and hopefully he's okay. Offside, actually no, foul. We'll give the restart to Locomotive FC, and certainly RGV will be throwing everything forward now. Went into a bit of a defensive shell as Locomotives tried to get first on the scoreboard and then stayed pretty much there. Obviously satisfied with a point on the road, but things are very different now.
Right. Well, they were doing a good job giving the Locomotive a little bit of headaches as far as they were staying in front, keeping the Locomotive in front of them. But they weren't doing, they didn't continue to transition quick and try and threaten, the back line and just trying to get another goal like they did with Amo.
Riley pretty much throws it away up that right side touchline. Throw in coming for El Paso, and certainly Andrew Fox will take his time. The Englishman. We've been waiting for Sebastian Velasquez to break through into the scoring column. Scores his first goal back in El Paso to go with his assist earlier. Here's Solignac. draws the contact play on. Here is a chip and a goal. Dylan Maris, 3-1 Locomotive. Easy as you please for the man from Zionsville. Everybody off the bench to come and celebrate.
Even Coach Lowry is out there celebrating.
Dylan Maris with his 4th for Locomotive FC. A beautiful chip.
And that was a ball into Lucho. Keeps it alive, play on. Maris just gets past that last defender. And under pressure, Compose just chips that keeper, putting it into the back of the net.
Miller down on his haunches, and that allowed Maris to see over the top.
Yep.
And Mark Lowry showing his 40 speed.
And that's he's talked about, wanting to get that, not just the one goal, not a second goal, but that 3rd goal. Getting that lead, the professional lead.
Mark Lowry just about to split his own shirt. Brian Rebellon had the honors after that incredible Dylan Maris brace.
And, you know, I don't think we've talked about this tonight, but I know we have previously, that they consider this place the fortress.
Indeed
their
they
home
do.
field, and this is why.
Locomotive 3-1, your final score. All the way back, 3 unanswered goals, including a pair in the final 5 minutes, 89th minute and in stoppage time, to move to 12-1-5. The never say die Locomotive train rolls on here in El Paso, Texas.
Locomotive loves stoppage time.
Kings of chaos indeed. Mark Lowry, Locomotive FC, celebrating an incredible 12th win. The first time in the season series that the team trailing after the first goal has come back to win. 3-1 your final score, Locomotive. 41 points by 12 over RGV here in the Mountain Division. Fireworks night indeed at Southwest University Park. Goals from Dylan Maris, Sebastian Velasquez, and of course Lucho Solignac to get the ball rolling. Lucho Solignac got things started in the second half. That tied it from then on.
Versus Argent. Great work by Ross.
Carrico to Velasquez, and the Colombian doing his thing. Incredible footwork and just a stinging left-footed flick. And a nice sidestep by Dylan Maris to wrap things up. And Mark Lowry, almost like he scored it.
Season tickets are on sale now. Don't miss a second of the Locos in action by getting a seat to every match. Buy your tickets now at eplocomotivefc.com/ticket or by calling or texting 915-235-GOAL. Nitro Circus is back for 2021 with the action-packed You Got This tour coming to El Paso Saturday, October 23rd. Top athletes in FMX, skate, BMX, scooter, and more. Are you ready to get this party started? Pouring down huge world's firsts off the biggest ramps in action sports with more crazy contraptions, more insane stunts, more high adrenaline fun than ever before. El Paso, get ready to put your hands in the air. We're coming to Southwest University Park this October 23rd. Get your tickets now at nitrocircus.com.
Night. No one in El Paso will soon forget Locomotive FC roaring back for a 3-1 win over Rio Grande Valley. Duke Keith Mocha. Let's send it down to our estrella of the match, Sebastian Velasquez, with Elizabeth Vega.
We're down on the field with tonight's estrella of the match, Sebastian Velasquez. Let's hear it, Locos. Sebastian, you've had some huge goals in Locomotive history. How big was this one to help keep the unbeaten streak alive?
No, it's an incredible moment for me, for the team. You know, the first half things weren't going our way, but when you look at the stands, you look at the fans, they keep cheering us on. We kept going, and this win was for you guys.
The Locos came back from behind last week, and they did it again tonight to secure the win. You guys do not give up. How special is this team?
I think this team is showing what El Paso is all about. This community, the team, together, like when things are going bad, we help each other, we keep strong, and thankfully this is what a championship team looks like.
Now we have a packed house here tonight for Fan Appreciation Night. What is your message to these fans?
We love you guys. We played for you. Thank you for your support, and we're going to win you guys a championship this season.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you again. Ciao.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth Vega. Once again with our estrella of the match, brought to you by Estrella Jalisco, Sebastian Velasquez.
Yeah,
amazing finish by that man. So we take a look at his goal and some of the highlights from tonight's match. As Eighth Notch is certainly happy this evening, and Mark Lowry is too. That was after his 40 run. Great work by Carrico to keep that one alive. Did about the only thing he could, but Velasquez certainly capable of doing the rest, Heidi.
Oh, yeah. Velasquez is not afraid to stand somebody up and try to take them on. He just gets the defender leaning, sees that there's an opening, and the keeper might be screened, and blisters that past the keeper near post.
We have seen a variety of goals. Lucho Solignac was incredible. Velasquez is incredible as well, as we take a look at some of this stuff. But, I mean, and then, of course, Dylan Maris with the chip. Have you scored goals like that before, Heidi?
Of course. Doesn't my... Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry I laughed. I'm sorry.
I was not a striker, or I ended up being maybe in my younger days, but not once I was a college or professional. He's another level.
All right, let's move on to our GECU save of the game, and it's going to be the one, the only, Mishak Jerome. We saw this. It was a great pop across. Christian Sorto just keeping it moving, trying to chip Logan Ketterer. A little help from the Haitian international, Mishak Jerome, to clear this off the line. That is absolutely your GECU save of the match.
Absolutely the save of the match. That might end up being one of the saves of the season. Because if that ball goes in, it's a totally different game.
It's 2-0 at that point. You're right. Absolutely
but he is committed, gets back, and gets that out of the goal, off the line.
Your physical play of the match brought to you by Physical Hand and Therapy Centers. It's going to be Nick Ross, the Scotsman, with some great work. First, Andrew Fox with the keister, and then it is Fox keeping Carter Manley at bay. So great work. He gets the bounce off of Manley. How heads up is that for the Englishman to see that Manley actually touch the ball and then make sure he's escorting it over the byline?
That's a huge heads up play. Just smart defending and being that strong on the ball and that confident on the ball to be able to get it out and know now the ball goes Locomotive's way.
3-1 is your final score this evening as Andrew Fox played all 90. Basically substituting for Eder Borelli as we take a look at our full match stats. Brought to you by the Hospitals of Providence. The one up top is the one that matters most. 7 shots on target. This was tied at 2 after the first half. RGV stays at 2. Locomotive with 5 more, including all 3 of the goals. A couple of blocked shots, of course, Mishak Jerome with the save of the match. And 1 offside. That's really only 1 flag tonight. But passing accuracy, again, Locomotive bettering their season average, which is already a USL Championship best, 88.2%, and then 65%, as you pointed out. It was 77% at one point through the second half alone, as RGV basically, they had their 1-0 lead. They wanted to hang on to it. They were not able to tonight, Heidi.
No, and that's, they've had back-to-back games, and so they might have heavy legs and tried to play to just have that 1-0 win or then a 1-1 tie, but not getting forward allowed Locomotive to solve the puzzle that they had trouble solving. And Locomotive had possession. That's what they like to do, but then they started getting those shots, and not just shots, but shots on target.
We've talked about this team before, how they find answers when they are challenged. When you find it, you haven't played your best game at all on the road at New Mexico. You're down a man for 20 minutes. You find a way to tie the match. And tonight, Locomotive answering the question again, Heidi, how do they do this?
Between Coach Lowry and what the players keep saying is they're playing together. They are playing for each other. And that is how they're going to get it done. Game after game.
Amazing. Brian Birds moving into the next match, brought to you by a Brian Birds home selling team. That's going to be on the road next weekend versus San Antonio FC. And certainly, Diego will be back in the fray for Locomotive as he served his red card suspension tonight. But here's a young man who's been very positive versus San Antonio and seems to like himself some Central Texas.
He does. Look at him get involved in the match. Oh, and Lucho there with Aguinaga getting that committed header. But San Antonio has been a better team than what their record shows. In the USL Power Rankings a couple weeks ago, it said San Antonio can't quite solve El Paso yet, which is true for pretty much everyone, which we even just proved tonight. San Antonio has Nathan and Jose Gallegos. They've been terrific all season, but non-factors against the Locomotive in the first two matches. And then they also have another key player, PC, who hasn't played against El Paso this season, but if added in the mix with Nathan Gallegos, then possibly their attack can pressure the Locomotive defense. But it should be another interesting matchup, and it'll be great to have Diego back on the field to see what kind of havoc he adds to what we saw all the players do tonight.
Well, it's been hit and miss the last 5 for San Antonio. Win-loss, win-loss, win. But they do have a win that's vaulted them up to 5th in the Mountain Division. Just on the outside looking in, Austin Bold a point ahead of them and in that 4th and final playoff spot for the Mountain. So a very big match for San Antonio and certainly for El Paso as well if they want to keep things working, and certainly they do. 3-1 your final score tonight here from El Paso, Texas. For Cesar Ruiz, our director, our producer, Juan Gutierrez, for Heidi Mocha, my broadcast partner, I am Duke Keith. What a special evening here in El Paso, Texas. As we point out again, fireworks on Fan Appreciation Night. They've saw plenty of fireworks, and certainly Locomotive appreciated their fans, Heidi.
Absolutely.
3-1 is your final score as Locomotive FC vaults to the top of the Mountain Division by double digits now, 41 points to RGV's 29. 3 amazing goals.
Do they wrap up the Copa Tejas
just
competition
about. I think it's
as
all
well?
but over now. All but over. 3-1 your final this evening. For Heidi, I'm Duke. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Until then, so long, everybody.
Tonight's match was presented by